Day 2 of E3, and Microsoft brings a total of 42 games and a console to the table against EA's measly 8 games. Now that is what E3 is about, but holy hell, 42 games? Okay, idea. Separate the games into those that are non-interesting, meh, and good. So, Morgan, you have to help me out on this.
Yeah, okay.
So first, the not-so-interesting games. Forza 7. Racing game. Not much to say about that. I mean, the graphics are nice, and the weather system looks great too. Hell, this game unveiled a new car, which is something you don't see often outside of car shows. And yeah, they actually had the car there, on stage. On a very dusty and dirty floor, mind you, but it was there. But honestly, I can't say much for a racing game, or at least one of this type of genre of racing. But I'm sure car fanatics will get a kick out of gamers getting to test the car first. Unknown's Battleground. I'm putting it here because it doesn't look like something I'd be interested in, but I'm sure there's an audience for this type of gameplay. I guess really the only game I've seen close to this type of gameplay is DayZ, minus the zombies. Though is it just me, or do the models seem a little less than polished in this trailer? Maybe it's just the stream being a jerk. The Darwin Project, I think, is supposed to be a game about being the last man standing. So, a Hunger Games situation. And, well, the art style is nice and such, though it throws you for a loop to thinking it's a game about a completely different thing, but nope. It's just another competitive game like Overwatch. And I'm only saying that because it's exactly what it looks like. Everyone is actually trying to get on that Overwatch train, and don't say I'm wrong because things like this have happened before. Next, Minecraft. Honestly, not the biggest of surprises. I mean, we all saw this coming, plus them upping the graphics isn't a surprise either. The only real surprise here is that they are having crossplay available for the first time for all systems that have Minecraft officially, so no longer must you have the same copy of a game and system to play together. A giant server for a game that has quite literally taken over the world. Have fun with that. Now, Microsoft did a game roundup of a few games in one montage, so I'm going to be putting a few of those games in here since really they only showed a few clips. I'm guessing either these games have been released or soon to be. So here are the ones I don't find interesting at all. Osiris New Dawn, Riders of the Broken Planet, Path of Exile, Surviving Mars, Observer, Robocraft Infinity, Dunk Lords, Minion Master, Brawlout, Dark and Light, Strange Brigade, and Conan Exiles. Middle-earth: Shadow of War. I'm assuming this is part of a series, but it doesn't seem interesting to play. To me, at least. I'm getting the concept centers around capturing places and ruling the land and adding more people to your army by force, or not by force. A mix of Middle Ages and fantasy can blend nicely, I'm sure, but this one just doesn't catch my eye. Hell, I'm not even sure if this is a single-player game or a multiplayer. This presentation has confused me on this game, and several others, as a fact. Anyway, now onto the meh games. Games that could go either way for me in terms of interest. Deep Rock Galactic. It has a blocky art style, and you're playing as dwarves going deep into mines to gather gold and minerals, I'm guessing. And you must get them without dying to spiders? I don't like spiders. But this game for me, I'd have to play it firsthand to see if I like it or not. Dragon Ball FighterZ. I like Dragon Ball, but there's been a lot of Dragon Ball fighting games, and having another one doesn't really surprise me. I suppose this is another one that will have to be a play and see if I like it kind of deal. I'm going to guess this is going to also have the English cast of Dragon Ball, considering Funimation is down there with Bandai Namco and Toei Animation, since Funimation dubs the anime, which either means we're getting only the dubbed version or dual audio. The Last Night, a pixel game with a blend of realism in it. I'm guessing this game takes over an entire night due to the name, but for what? A trip to the city? Before marriage? Of life? No clue, but maybe there's multiple endings. But it is a nice artistic choice, and it seems to put you into different situations that could get you killed. But maybe you'll have choices. This could go either way in terms of plot if it has it. The Artful Escape! This is... I have no fucking clue what this game is. Is it a platformer? A platformer rhythm game, kind of like Melody Escape? I can't tell, because this game is full of so much color and music and confusion. Seriously, what do you think this game is? It's a bit disorienting too, because of all the brightness and stuff, but oh well. Another one for the play before you can tell pile. But let me note the release date here. Coming when it's damn ready. I didn't notice this the first time, but goddamn does that fit with the title so well. Tacoma. This is another game that was shown a few little clips of, and the only thing I can guess is that we are in space, and that's pretty much it. I don't know if these people are just holograms on the ship and you're the only one alive, or what, but it's another I need more info on. Crackdown 3, a game where you explode everything. Explosions are cool, but I already have a game where I can do that and more. It's called Saints Row 4 and I can fly and super jump and explode shit. Basically, what I'm saying is that Crackdown 3 is reminding me a lot of Saints Row 4, and I guess I don't want to play something similar. But I guess there has to be someone out there who likes explosions more than Michael Bay. Now onto the ones from the montage before we move on. Same rules apply here from the other ones, and the only difference is these I'd have to play before I have more of an opinion on them. Unruly Heroes, Battle Right, Fable Fortune, Ooblets, and Hello Neighbor. Now these next two games for me are in between meh and interesting. I'm not sure where it would put them because they look interesting, but they also look like something that will be put on a shelf and forgotten. Sea of Thieves and Ashen are the two titles I'm talking about. With Sea of Thieves, it's interesting with its concept with friends being a band of pirates and exploring an open world area and for treasure and other stuff. But the fact it is a multiplayer open world makes me think things could go horribly wrong. By that, I mean one person or group ends up making you a target and killing you and stealing your treasure every time. Don't say it would happen because these types of people exist in most multiplayer games. Even if they are banned from a game, they will come back under another name and you can almost always tell if it is the same person. And if it's a group game, well, that will double the factor. I know it is supposed to be a part of the game, but there has to be some times where you can just be sailing on the seas. Yes, it's the point of being pirates, but it's also something that can be very, very, very annoying. As with Ashen, it seems you are with a friend exploring a place or trying to find a way out or something. I'm not really sure what it is, but it's clear you do have to survive. Interesting because it seems to incorporate shadow monsters and stuff, but what it is, I have no clue. So before we go into the interesting games, Microsoft showed us the new Xbox One X. Very creative. And that they were working on getting Xbox games to work better on it too, more backwards compatibility. But unfortunately, I'm not the most tech savvy of persons out there, so instead, I'm gonna let my brother Leon take care of this part.
Okay, right, I'm going to take over on this bit because PC hardware is kind of my thing. But, okay, so console's not technically a PC, but these ones are a lot closer. For a start, let's break down what Xbox actually means. DirectX Box. DirectX being the API that a lot of Windows games use. You might have noticed it from the 1,000 times Steam has reinstalled it, even though you've got the latest version. So the DirectX Box X, or DirectX Scorpio as I'm going to call it, is possibly one of the most powerful things that you can actually get on a consumer side right now. for $500, granted $100 more expensive than a PS4 Pro, but you get a lot more power out of it. So this time around you get an AMD Jaguar class 8-core processor, which is still really powerful. You get a 6 teraflop GPU running with 12 gig of memory at 1.172 gigahertz with 326 gigabits per second of memory bandwidth, which is kind of insane. On top of that, you're going to be getting a hybrid SSHD, which is really nice to see. It's what was seen on the Xbox Pro, so I was hoping it would come here, with 8 gig of flash storage to hold things like the OS, then the 1 terabyte hard drive would hold everything else. Of course, you still get free USB 3.0 5 gigabit per second Gen 1 Type A ports. USB is getting really complicated to break down these days. You get the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray optical disc drive, which the PlayStation family does not have at all. You still have HDMI's. You get the HDMI in at a 1.4 class, so you can link up your cable box or from other proprietary HDMI thing. You get 2.0B out for the 4K 60 resolution, which does actually have AMD FreeSync, which is really nice to see. So either AMD are planning to get FreeSync into either more monitors or more TVs. You also get HDR10 and the wide color gamut, so you get some really nice visual fidelity. DTS and Dolby Atmos are here and present, which is great to see. Bluetooth and Wi-Fi is dual band. IR blaster to receive IR signals. Not much has been said on the controller. I don't think any changes have been done. It's probably the same one as the X1S, which has the Bluetooth capability and the 3.5 standard, which makes original Xbox owners like me just sigh because we're dealing with the ones that don't. You still have the internal power supply, which is connected with a figure 8. You have the IR out, SPDIF out, Ethernet port. I know that they've improved the Wi-Fi, but please, Ethernet, just the cable is the best way to do it. But with HDR, 4K, spatial audio, and all that, you're going to see some really nice improvements to all of your games. I can see Overwatch getting a big boon from this, especially if you're able to pick 1080p and have a FreeSync panel. Your refresh rates will be insane on this setup. Now, Microsoft did also say that they were going to dish out a whole load of 4K game updates. I didn't quite catch the full list, which was really annoying, but a lot of the in-house titles like Gears of War 4, Killer Instinct, Minecraft, which is now becoming... no, I'll leave that to Kari. Forza Horizon 3 and Halo Wars 2, not Halo 5, oddly. I don't know how they feel about that game. I noticed that Final Fantasy 15, Resident Evil 7, and Skyrim Special Edition are all 4K, so not only do you have better mods for Skyrim on the Xbox, you also get it in true 4K at 60, which is really impressive actually. And the fact that we're still celebrating Skyrim now and Nintendo still haven't released theirs. Anyway, so the Xbox One S is proving to be a very powerful computer and even matches up to some of the custom, gaming PCs with an 8-core CPU running at 2.3 GHz, a 6-core GPU running at 1.1 GHz with 12 gig of VRAM. It's obviously probably based on Vega, I'd say, since we've seen Vega coming out now with the iMac Pro. So I'd say that the Xbox One X is, yes, we do have to pay more than a PS4 Pro, but damn, is it worth it? And also, interestingly, this time around, they've included both liquid cooling to the CPU, well, vapor cooling, and they've got really good power supply module design, which is really good. So I'm really hoping that this console goes really well. And the other thing that is kind of brilliant, they said that compatibility would be all around, so all of your current Xbox One devices will still work with it. No duh. But during the keynote they said this right at the beginning, and I was like, compatibility, why did they say that? And then they were talking about how much compatibility mattered to them, and then come the end of the keynote it was like, oh, by the way, Xbox Original support! So now you can play Xbox Original, soon, Xbox 360 and Xbox One games all on the same console, whereas for PS4 you still have to rely on what's on the PSN network, remake-wise, or ported. So the games category of the Xbox One just got a huge boon. They got a whole load of exclusives, got a whole load of 4K updates. Microsoft is not fighting fair with Sony on this one. So I reckon we could soon see the Xbox get a slight edge like it did with the 360 era, but only time will tell. And back to Kari.
Quick edit. One thing I just had pointed out to me, Xbox One X is, when abbreviated, Xbox. XBOX. It's kind of brilliant.
Oh, can I take care of this?
Sure, knock yourself out.
So, first up, Metro Exodus. I don't think we've ever played a Metro series game, but at first it kinda looked like a mix of Fallout, Skyrim, and Dishonored. It's kinda cool looking with everything being overgrown, but also scary since everything is also kinda mutated. At least the monsters. And that jump scare was not nice at the start.
Hey, jump scares.
But other than that, it seems like a cool game with a nice artwork, but on to the next one. Assassin's Creed Origins. Anything Egyptian related is perfectly acceptable on this channel, considering the most covered anime on this channel started with Egyptian mythology. But it is an interesting subject to go over, and for Assassin's Creed to take place there will probably bring a lot more to the table. Plus, we get to be a bird for a few minutes. Go Falcon! That will be so much fun! Along with being stealthy and stuff, but new story, new environments, and everything looks so pretty. Not kidding, that's probably gonna be a very common thing among these games. Next, State of Decay 2, zombie survival with a hideout that you can build and customize, and you're given so many choices in this game. If someone gets bitten, do you save them or kill them? If you see someone get killed, do you stand in fear and fall to the same fate, or fight and live another day? It's filled with so much stuff. And to make your stronghold and build it how you like with friends look like it's fun too. Though, I'm not sure if it is with friends or not, but I'm just assuming. But I don't think there was a zombie game I was excited for except Left 4 Dead. And that was before it was even created. Next is Black Desert. Mom didn't recognize it when it came on the screen.
I really didn't. I tried the customizer about a year ago or something like that, just to see how it works. But there wasn't a lot of options and it limited my imagination a bit when making characters. And my mind likes making so many characters, but now it looks like they have added more to it and I might give it a try one more time. But we have to wait and see, I guess.
After that, it's Code Vein, a game from Bandai Namco. It's interesting. At first, we kind of thought it reminded us of Devil May Cry a bit, but then we noticed it's a lot more different. And it seems maybe someone was inspired by Velvet from Tales of Berseria, since she can do the same arm thing too. That, or they were both inspired by the same idea, but it does look cool. Oh, the next one I'm really excited for, Super Lucky's Tale!
Cutting in for a second, I can't be the only one who thought it was Conquer at first, right? I'm sure there was people in that very room who was thinking it was Conquer and then became sad when it wasn't.
Yeah, that's a bit of a shame. But we still get a cute game. I think his name is Lucky, but he's cute. His whole world is cute. It looks like so much fun. I really want to play it.
I have a feeling this is another thing for the Obsession board along with Yoshi and Kirby.
Maybe?
Right.
Anyway, next, Cuphead.
The game that fuses its 1930s style of cartoon with color into a video game format. That is the most creative thing I have seen and would never have seen combined together. Sure, we have that one world in Kingdom Hearts, but this is actual 2D visuals representing that style of animation, unlike the 3D world we got in Kingdom Hearts, keeping it to its original style.
Now here are the last ones for the montage, which are both Riverbond and Shift. After that, it seems we have a game with a really sad story, Ori and the Wills of the Wisps. This was a really sad trailer. Mom even started tearing up when they showed it. It's really well done, and its art style and the piano added a really nice touch. It's just put together really well. I want to see more of this. I'm guessing it's the second game only because it has a subtitle name, and the fact it says it's the start of a new journey. Next up is Life is Strange Before the Storm, the second game to Life is Strange from Square Enix, but it's a prequel to the game. So, do we have a pre-sequel?
No, that only works if there is an already existing sequel and it was made after the second but takes place in between both stories. This story happens before the first, so it is a prequel.
Oh, well, that makes more sense. Don't think we've played it yet, but I'm sure we will before this. Don't you like those kind of games?
By that you mean...
Kinda high schoolish games? Like how you made Angel Manzaki and Enzo Koyama?
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure this game doesn't combine high school and gangs. Well, maybe. But I think this involves a whole plethora of other problems that you face in life that will probably add up to an even more emotional trip than the first game.
And the last game is a game Mom didn't have an opinion on yesterday, or whenever this ends up being uploaded. Anthem.
Yeah, turns out that teaser game was going to be shown the very next day. So now I have a sorta opinion on it. It's made by BioWare, the people who made BioShock and Mass Effect, if I'm remembering right. But it is a bit Horizon Zero Dawn-esque, but in the reverse order. Humans are technologically advanced, but have left nature to do its thing. You're only in a tiny settlement, or something, and you are to go and explore the world in a kind of mech suit that gives you superhuman abilities. So yes, you can fly around, and yeah, I guess you are technically Iron Man. And it seems you can play with other people. Unless that was in-game dialogue, then it's very realistic. But it might be more fun with other people. I'm still not sure on what my entire thoughts are on it, but it is an interesting game to say the least. Either way, I'm sure we will be getting more info soon. So that's it. That's all Microsoft had for us, and oh god, that was a lot. 42 games and a new console. Halfway through, I actually got a headache because of so much happening. But on my excitement meter, Microsoft is at least a quarter of the way on it. Next up is Bethesda at midnight, so I'm not getting any sleep tonight. See you then.